Hello everyone, I'm just going to give you an update on my Minimoog restoration. As you can see, I've got it all tore apart now, and I installed a factory cord on it, so it's got a actual Moog cord rather than the one that was on there that was pretty bad looking. But got this all installed correctly, and I actually had to do some wiring work to this thing because I actually had the wires reversed. Based on the manual, your negative is supposed to go to the fuse, and then down here to your switch to your transformer. Basically, they had this whole wire here at the switch reversed, so this was positive going in. So I just made it correctly to match the manual. But anyways, I went through this one and just cleaned everything. As you can see, it's looking really good. There's actually where your boards plug in. And just to show you a comparison between the Polymoog and the Minimoog circuit boards, here's all the Minimoog circuit boards on top of the Polymoog. So as you can see, they're a lot smaller than what the Polymoog had in it. But there's an ARP board, and that's out of this ARP over here that I'm working on. But anyways, as you can see, I'm going to see if I can get in on this date here. I don't know if I can. We'll try here and see. There we go. 6/13/72 is when this thing was actually made. And there's your all your testing and assembly stamps, where somebody had to go in and stamp them. But anyways, I've cleaned the rocker switches, got all the contacts clean there, and basically the front is pretty rough looking right now because I still haven't got to the cosmetic side of cleaning it. But I have all the knobs off, as you can see. All the knobs are pulled. You can see just how dirty this thing is, all those spots around where the sliders were. I actually had to cut one off. This one here is something about the shaft on this rotary switch is fatter than the others, and literally I could not get this knob off, so I ended up having to cut it in half with my Dremel and pulling it off. And you can see where it's actually rubbed, like where somebody has had to work it on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually hone this shaft down so my new knob will fit. Because luckily I have a replacement. I have a good friend that used to work at Moog. And he gave me a whole box of this actually vintage Moog box, vintage patch cable, and I got all kind of parts here for Polymoogs and Minimoogs and Micro Moogs and whatever else. But anyways, that's the progress I made on this. As you can see, I still haven't cleaned anything. I've just got it pulled apart, and mainly just getting this cord on this. But I'm about to show you what I've been spending most of my time on, which is in the other room, which I'm about to take you over and let you see that. But alright, right quick before I go though, this is actually how the keyboard, everything plugs in. This is actually your keyboard plug here. It actually plugs into a socket on your keyboard, and then this plugs into your LHC board, or left hand control board, which has your pitch and mod wheels. And so very well built. I have to give Moog a lot of credit for putting plugs and sockets where they're needed, rather than some things I've worked on that are direct soldered and you have to desolder and then remember where the wires went, and that can be confusing. But anyways, this is just a quick look of the inside here, and now I'm going to show you what else I've been working on. Okay, so we're now in the other room, and here is the actual main chassis of the Minimoog, which I've restored. Took it all apart, took the keyboard out, took the LHC board out. There's all the knobs that were missing off the other unit, and there's my new knob. And then I just cleaned all the knobs real good, so they're sitting here drying from the bath they got. But anyways, I pulled the keyboard, went through all the keys, and oiled and greased and replaced bushings, and as you can hear now, big difference from my other video. Very quiet, very nice, and should work great. But I repaired the cabinet. I actually took this apart, and as you remember on my last video, this was all busted apart. So I took it apart and actually scraped the old glue out between the boards and re-glued it. And I'm going to probably put some little fine finishing nails in the side once I get everything complete. But clean the inside, clean the under chassis, and basically it's getting ready to be a fully working Minimoog here pretty soon. But you know, I cleaned the rocker switches on this as well, so they're nice and clean. The pitch wheel and mod wheel are clean, and so it's definitely looking good. It's definitely becoming a restored beauty again, rather than a heap of garbage it was, because it was definitely not playable. But anyways, just thought I'd make a quick video here for you, and I'll have more updates as I go along. Thanks for watching.